So this is Rudbeckia lanceolata, sometimes called lance-leaved coneflower, sometimes called green-headed coneflower, sometimes called cutleaf coneflower, sometimes it's called tall coneflower, very aptly 9 feet tall. It goes by so many a variety of different kinds of names. I will say that's also been cultivated in different kinds of cultivars, and that makes it even more confusing. Other common names for it include golden glow, again because of the pretty flowers. Sometimes it's called sochan, sometimes called thimbleweed, although again, thimbleweed is a name given to a lot of other kinds of plants in the anemone family as well. It's tall. It has both regular looking leaves as well as many leaves which are cut leaf, which are divided, especially in threes, as you can see right over here. Tends to grow in moist areas, spreads by underground rhizomes, so it forms big patches. This one it hasn't rained in a while. You see this one's wilting. It's not an ideal spot, so even though it floods, this is already starting to dry. But if otherwise, except for the moisture and it's loving some sun, although it can tolerate some shade, this is a wonderful plant. It's also a pollinator. Heaven. I mean, it just so many different things like to come to it. Here we have a bumblebee, but I've seen mint, lots of butterflies and mint moths and all sorts of other kinds of things that use it as well. If these things get pollinated, produce nice little seeds that, again, like most coneflowers, end up being good foods for finches and sparrows and so forth. Has been used medicinally and as a pot herb. Supposedly in the springtime you can cook it up. I've never eaten it, but it's supposed to be a pretty a pot herb for the spring and so forth. Most of the time when people think about this, though, again, it's because it's so tolerant, great for water gardens, rain gardens, whatever, edges of ponds, and growing very, very tall, as its name, one of its common names suggests. But again, wonderful for pollinators. Green-headed coneflower, tall coneflower, cutleaf coneflower, Rudbeckia laciniata, whatever you like to call it. It's a beautiful native plant of mostly riparian and moist areas.